The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, he's a macho. Savage, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. So say it, the macho.
Wrestling fans throughout Radio Land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the You Ganon Giant come on. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Sluneva Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash, 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous taking the road warriors. What you do? If you know what's good for you, you'll listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this. Vital Idol tells you it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
All right, it's Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night, and I'm here alone again. Hey, you know, it's kind of a different show when I'm here by myself, because I can't, but, oh shoot, now I started it over again, darn it. Let's try it again. Let's go back here where we can go to the end. There we go. And now we'll stop it there. There we go. Oh, nope, we didn't stop it, damn it. Now it stopped. Okay. All right. I'm here and I'm ready to roll, I guess. Lots of things have been happening. Lots of weird things have been happening. And some good things have been happening. And I want to talk about all of them. So hopefully this will be a good show. I expect it to be an interesting show anyway. So yeah, no Ashley this week. She had to go somewhere and do something with somebody that she couldn't avoid. So I'm here alone. All right. Why don't we just get right into it since I'm here to talk to myself. Let's see. I don't have any RIPs to do today, so I'm just going to go straight into other stuff. And since this is the second week in a row that I couldn't do this because I didn't have anyone here, I am probably going to make an update in my death pool, just because I wanted to wait. I was going to wait. You're not totally alone. You're never alone when you're a clone. But I think I'm going to make a change in my death pool. Since there's no one there, that's 2 weeks in a row I wanted to make a change, and wasn't able to because Ashley hasn't been here. So rather than keep waiting, I'm going to take a look at my death pool first before I decide if I'm going to make a change in it. But I think I'm going to make a change in it. Now I know that's going to be really a bummer if I make a change and then the person that I changed out of, would end up dying. That would really suck big time for both the person that dies and for me. So I want to take a look here and see if there is anybody that I want to drop off of here. All right, let's see. Yeah, I want to drop off. I have a feeling that, well, geez, that's a tough one there. I think I'm going to drop off. Let's see, who did I want? Oh yeah, him. Okay. I think I'm going to drop off Ric Flair, and I'm going to replace him with okay, let me do this. Replace him with, wait, make sure nobody else has him. Okay, nobody else has him. O.J. Simpson. So that's my new change. That's my one pick that's different than the others. I kept trying to change it last week, and I wasn't able to change it because no one was here but me. And so there's my change. Now, there's a reason I'm changing it, because there was an article in TMZ last week. And the article in TMZ says, O.J. Simpson reportedly has prostate cancer, and he's undergoing chemotherapy. And there is a chance that things have caught up with him. He got away with the murder of his wife and her boyfriend, or whatever. And sometimes karma catches up to you, and I think this may be the catch-up. So, I don't know. I just kind of thought he deserved to be on that list. Alright, so we changed that, and now we go on to the next one. Well, I guess we could go through this article here. Let's see. It says O.J. Simpson is reportedly battling cancer, but the man himself is somewhat pushing back that he's in poor health, although not necessarily denying the notion that he's been diagnosed. The notorious ex-con, who infamously got acquitted for his double murder trial in the 90s, and he's maintained his innocence, and he keeps going out there to the golf course to try to find the killers, has reportedly been diagnosed with prostate cancer. And so that could be, wow, he has a cane and everything. The publication cites sources for their reporting and go on to say that O.J. has been receiving chemotherapy in the area, unclear when exactly he was given the bad news. One bizarre element about this report is that the local news said they're hearing O.J. has been going around and telling friends there are rumors about him going into hospice, something he's apparently denying to his closest pals. So, yeah, it's not like prostate cancer would kill you, but it could kill you. So, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that'll be interesting to see where that goes. And like I said, I've been... oh, there's Ann. How you doing? So, yeah, that's the big change I'm making, is going from Ric Flair to O.J. Simpson. So, All right, next. Oh, this is really neat. It's funny because I've been joking around with some friends about OnlyFans, and it appears now, about a year ago, Mandy Rose was fired. Maybe it was a little longer ago. She was fired from WWE because she was reportedly on OnlyFans, and they apparently don't want you to be on OnlyFans if you're a WWE star, so they ended up firing her. And I thought that was kind of weird that they, you know, of all the things, ended up firing over that. But she was indeed let go, and the strangest thing happened. She says that she revealed that she got a crazy amount from one fan spent on her fan time account, and she was actually made pretty good. Oh, okay, so it's 2022 she was let go. So former WWE superstar Mandy Rose won't have to worry about paying the bills for some time, thanks to one fan who paid her fan time account. Rose was released from WWE in December of 2022, a day after she lost the Women's Championship to Roxanne Perez. Rose's sudden release after the WWE officials learned she had explicit content shared on her website. Rose has stated that she was never given any warning to take the stuff down prior to the contract being terminated. And that's got to be a big blow. I mean, I'm sure the women don't make as much as the men there, but she still was probably making pretty good money there. And it says here, Rose's website has certainly granted the former NXT superstar financial security. Within a month of her departure, it was reported that the website has earned $1 million. Rose opened an OnlyFans account in September of last year. Speaking of the Power Alphas podcast, or speaking on the Power Alphas podcast, hosted by her fiance, Rose recalled one fan who was willing to pay big money to see her exclusive content. I've had one person, I won't say any names, and this is on fan time, spent $55,000. One person, $55,000. So I'm like, wow, he can do, what does he do for a living that he can spend that kind of money on one person? $55,000, and it wasn't even over a long period of time. It was definitely a little short period of time, but definitely wild. So thank you. It's kind of crazy. And, you know, I keep thinking, that's pretty good money. So it's her future husband said that that's pretty good. I mean, simply telling the fan who spent $50,000 thank you, and could Mandy Rose one day reappear in WWE? I don't know why she couldn't, because now that Vince McMahon's out of the picture, I'm sure the rules will all change. And after all, he got himself in all kinds of trouble about sex things. So I don't know. I think she could return. Does she really want to? I mean, if you're making that kind of money on your website, why put your body at risk, I mean, if I was making that kind of money, I'd stay at home and do the content, It's not like the women don't come out in risque outfits and all that, but hey, if she likes it and she's happy with it, do what you got to do. I don't have any problems with it. Apparently some people do. But anyway, 50,000 from one person, that's that's freaking awesome. I mean, I have a hard time getting people to pay $10 for my CD. Of course, I wasn't showing any sexy pictures on that CD, but you know, it's just amazing. All right, next. This next one's really... So, Trump is in the news always, and the recent thing that he's in the news for is his recent loss in the lawsuit department. Trump assets, including New York City Tower, can be on the chopping block to pay a massive $355 million in a civil fraud ruling. That, to me, is a lot of money, especially when you have nobody really got hurt in this whole thing. You know, I can understand fining him something, but that's a lot of something. And I just, you know, I think that's just a bit harsh. But I mean, they are so anti-Trump, they're going to do anything they can to make his life miserable.
They're waiting for you.
Oh, now I got to figure out what that is.
They're all expecting more.
Oh,
more efficiency, more benefits.
I don't want you to play that. Darn people. Anyway, yeah, I just think it's really interesting that, you know, there's people that have done a whole lot of bad things, and I'm not saying he's an angel or anything, but $355 million is a huge fine for one person for a guy to pay. I just think that's a lot of money, and they're going to do anything they can to keep him out of the office. But I don't know if that's that'll do it or not, because I think that you get a lot more sympathy out of him for stuff like that. So they might be doing the wrong thing in making him a sympathetic character. Hard to believe he could be a sympathetic character, but you know, they're doing a good job of making him that. And in that same vein, the one guy from Shark Tank said his piece on that too. Let me find that article. Where to go? There it is. Kevin O'Leary, who's a staple on that Shark Tank, he said, Kevin O'Leary says he will no longer invest in loser New York after the Trump verdict. Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary ripped into... Oh, I hate when this happens. Darn it. I hate when they move the page up and down. Kevin O'Leary ripped into what he called loser New York and vowed no longer to invest in the state. When asked about New York court's $355 million verdict against President Trump last week, Trump and his business and his top executives, including former president's sons, were dealt a major blow last Friday with Judge Arthur Engoron ordered him to pay more than $355 million for conspiring to alter his net worth to receive tax and insurance benefits. The order also blocks Trump from participating in New York businesses for 3 years. See, I can't even understand how you can stop someone from doing business. I think it's really kind of crazy. This award, I mean, just, well, you know what? If he ends up being president, it won't matter because he won't be running his businesses anyway. This award, I mean, just leaving the whole Trump thing out of it and seeing what occurred here, and I'm no different than any other investor. I'm shocked at this, O'Leary said in an interview Monday. I can't even understand or fathom the decision at all. There's no rationale, or even can't even understand or fathom the decision at all. There's no rationale for it. The award was part of the State Attorney General Letitia James lawsuit against the former president. The Trump Organization and its executives, based on more than a decade of fraud and capped off months-long trial, civil trial in the state. O'Leary, the chairman of O'Leary Ventures, argued that New York was already a loser state, citing policy, high taxes, and uncompetitive regulation as primary reasons. It was already at the top of the list of being a loser state. I would never invest in New York now, O'Leary said. I'm not the only one saying that. Yeah, I just think that's it's one thing to find somebody, but that seems a lot excessive. And I can't understand how they could justify that amount of what they're doing with it. So I don't know. Maybe I just don't see the big picture, but the only thing I see is that they're going to do anything to keep him out of office and keep him out of New York now. And I found it interesting that, that Kevin O'Leary chimed in on that, because I mean he's got his opinions. I don't know if he's pro-Trump, but just the idea that they would find somebody that kind of money, and when that state is already difficult to do business in. So I found that interesting that they did that. Let's see what we're going to do next here. I got to figure out how to get that article gone. That article won't leave me. Then we've got, this was amusing to me. So if you were Mark Zuckerberg's daughter, and you'd think that she would know who you were. You'd think you'd know who Zuckerberg is. Well, apparently she didn't know. She once thought that Mark Zuckerberg's daughter once thought cattle ranching was his meta career. Yeah, it's not quite right. It's a little bit wrong. Although ranching may be right, but I don't think it's cattle. It's more like sheep. I find it funny. But when your kids don't even know what you do for a living. I mean, I guess that may have probably been on purpose. So, but it's not like Zuckerberg is a common name either. It's not like Smith or Bechtel or whatever. So I had a conversation with a friend of mine. We were arguing over Bechtel Corporation. I don't know if you know who Bechtel Corporation is, but they're the largest engineering company in the world. And this person said she couldn't believe it. She's never heard of it. She's never heard of that name. Where'd that come from? And I said, you don't know what Bechtel Corporation is? So I sent her the link to Bechtel Corporation. I mean, Bechtel Corporation is the largest the largest engineering company in the world. They built the largest airport in the world. And they're a $16 billion company. So they're a little big. Not as big as Facebook, but they are big. But yeah, it's funny to think when you see these big companies, you don't know. I mean, they're a name. You would think you would know the name of a $16 billion company, but you don't. You don't really, because companies like that, they're not in the limelight. There's no reason for people to know who they are unless they're in that business or need that service. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. But in the case of Mark Zuckerberg, if you don't know who Mark Zuckerberg is, you're living under a rock or you don't have a computer. So, anyway, so it says here, one of Mark Zuckerberg's daughter was apparently under the impression that billionaire Meta founder's cattle ranching hobby was his full-time gig. So my daughter, for a while, she thought I was a cattle rancher. Zuckerberg has 3 children, 2 girls and a boy, and his wife Priscilla, the eldest of his kids, is 8 years old. He acknowledged his actual career being the CEO of Meta, and at that point his daughter said, "We're rich. Wow. Daddy, why don't I get a bigger allowance? Daddy, why can't we get on there? Why don't you let us on there?" Because we know that the Facebook is a place for pedophiles. I don't know. So, I just thought that was pretty funny. You would think he would know. I didn't know he was into cattle either. I guess he could make his own food then too, and that'll save him some money because he's probably hurting for bucks having that big thing. So, all right, next. All right. I guess we'll talk about me for a little bit. For those that don't know, I'm going to be working in 0 Day, which is an interesting movie, or actually, excuse me, it's actually a TV series, a limited TV series, and it's going to star Robert De Niro. Now, I'm probably never going to see him, unfortunately, but it's kind of cool. So 0 Day is a TV series. It's a 6-part television series for Netflix, and it's starring Robert De Niro and Lizzie Kaplan. And the thing that's kind of interesting about this is that this is a conspiracy movie or TV series. So I'm really interested to see what it's at. I don't know if I'll even find out what it's about because when I'm going to be on cast, I'm just basically background for this, and I'm going to go out and figure out all the things I got to figure out while doing this. I went up to New York this past Thursday, and had a fitting for my congressman look, and it was fun. It was interesting, but the things you find out about this stuff. First off, I had no idea where I was going. I got the address from him, and Christine and I went up, and she kept me company, and it was awesome. And so we went up to New York, and I was thinking, oh, I got to go through the Holland Tunnel. I hate going through the Holland Tunnel. It's always a real pain to get through there because there's always so much traffic. So we get up there, and I'm complaining the whole way, I don't want to go through this tunnel. I hate this tunnel. And we get to the Holland Tunnel, and it was like all the traffic was leaving New York, not going into New York. So it wasn't bad. I got in and out of there, or in the Holland Tunnel, and it was real easy to get into the Holland Tunnel. And then I went through Manhattan, and I had to go through Manhattan to get to Brooklyn, which is where I was told to go. And I go to what I thought was the address, and I was given 25 Washington Street, and I thought that's, I got to Washington Avenue, and I because that's where the GPS took me. I told it to take me to Washington Street, and it took me to Washington Avenue, and I didn't catch that. And so I go out, and I give the car to Christine, and I said, just stick with the car, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to find a building or whatever. I found the building, and I went to the building. I went to go in the building, and it was a locked building, and I thought, well, how do I get in there? This is going to be kind of weird. And there was a call button to get somebody to open the door, but it didn't say on the instructions, and I had to call to get in the door. So somebody walked into the building because they apparently lived there, and I just bullied my way in. Didn't bully it in. I just walked in, and I got in the elevator, went to the second floor, and was looking for room 2200. There was no room 2200. There was a room 2A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't figure it out, and I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad. So I was looking around for this place, and I was going there, and I thought, this is probably not the place. I'm not seeing any suites. So I went to a little room. I found a little room that was open, and I thought, okay, here's a little room. It doesn't have a bathroom. So there happened to be 2 garbage cans in that room, and I had to relieve myself really, really bad. So I closed the door and did that. It was not pleasant. It was not, I'm not proud of that, by the way. I'm not proud at all. But somehow that's going to show up in one of my TV shows. That actual event is going to be used in one of my TV shows. I don't know which TV show, but I think it'll be used because it was a desperation thing. And so anyway, I called them, and they said, well, did you check in? I said, there was nobody here. They said, well, where are you? I said, I'm at 25 Washington Street, or I forget if it was Washington Street or Avenue. They said, you're at the wrong place. I said, well, where are you? And they said, well, we're at 25 Washington Street or Avenue, whichever one I wasn't at. So I started panicking because I thought I was supposed to be there at 5, and it was like 5 of 5 or something like that. And Christine says, no, you're supposed to be there at 5:30. So we felt that was okay, and we're cruising down, and traffic was really bad, but it was right down the street. It was a couple miles down the street, and we got to the lot of the place, and it was really surprising that in a city like New York, you wouldn't expect to see an actual business that big. You would not, I mean, I wouldn't personally think that it would be in the city. I would have thought that they would have been on the outskirts of the city or something like that. But it actually was in the city, and it was just so big, and they had a guard out at the gate and everything you would expect they had. And so I parked the car and I grabbed my clothes and stuff. They asked you to bring some clothes, so I brought some clothes. They weren't necessarily going to use them, but they wanted to see what kind of stuff you had. So they're going to use like a shirt of mine and a tie of mine, but the rest of the stuff is all wardrobe. And so I went there and I did all the stuff I was supposed to do, and it was interesting. I mean, I was there for an hour and a half maybe, and trying on clothes and stuff, and I just had a good time. I mean, it was interesting, and that was the most. I've been on a bunch of sets, but that was the most professional of all the sets. Followed second by Youngest Partisan. Youngest Partisan was pretty close, but we didn't actually work at the studio. We went out on scene. So anyway, this TV show, it says it was revealed in November 2022 that Eric Newman and Noah Oppenheim had worked on a story with Michael Schmidt, with Newman and Oppenheim writing the script. With De Niro attached to star, he was also the executive producer, along with Newman, Oppenheim, and Jonathan Glickman of Panoramic Media. The project was confirmed as greenlit by Netflix on March 2023. And so it was supposed to be done last year. Well, the luck of that, or the luck for me, is that there was that strike last year, so everything was at a halt. So they didn't end up making it last year. And so everything was on hold. It says application for filming of a train crash was submitted in Westchester County, New York, for July 2023. Filming had started in and around New York, but production was suspended, with crew and cast being sent home June 2023 due to the writer's strike. That means I don't know where I'm going to be, but I've got 6 dates with them, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm really looking forward to seeing what ends up happening with this whole thing. It's going to be a political thriller, and according to the Hollywood Reporter, and it says here, Netflix orders thriller series 0 Day starring Robert De Niro, and I guess we're going to find out. We're going to find out, and then, I'm getting paid decent money for whatever I'm doing, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be April before I see anything happening. So that's where that is all. Where that is. So that was kind of exciting. And let's see, what else do I want to talk about? So that wrestling event that I'm tied to, that's going to be the March 2nd, I think it is. That whatever that Saturday is, that's coming along real well too. We're going to see some interesting things there too, because I make my return to New Jersey Wrestling that week, and at the end of the month I return to Allentown Wrestling, and that's going to be fun too. So it's interesting. We're seeing a lot of things happening, in the next couple weeks for me. And then I'm going to be going to San Diego. That's going to be fun too, because I'm going to be doing another photo shoot there. And I think it's funny because the VIP company that I work with had a thing this past weekend, and of course they show my entry into the day zero, and it looks like they had something to do with it, and they had nothing to do with it. I worked hard to get every job that I've gotten, and I've gotten no jobs from them. So, you know, I wish that were the case, but it's not. It's not the case. And I'm starting a new, I don't know, what do you want to call it? I'm going to have a new coach starting next month, I believe, and she's going to work with me to get me to package the Mike Trash package. You know, where I'm the musician, I'm the writer, I'm the actor, I'm the singer. It's going to take my whole package, and we're going to try to get an agent with it. And that's exciting too, because these people, I've worked with them for 2 different things, and they've been awesome to work with, and they actually get things done. They hold you accountable for things. They help you get what you need, and plan all this stuff out so that, you know, you're not trying to do it alone, and you need a team. And I fully believe that. And, you know, VIP, I've got a lot of stuff from them. I've used their services for the best I could do, but I need now to move to an area that is going to help, because they did the big package, you know, the overall. When you look at the whole big giant thing that we are working on, they helped me get that, and they helped me learn things I needed to learn to get to this next level. Well, now I need the next level. I need to get whatever I need to get to make it work, to fulfill those dreams, and that means I've got to work with some other different people. I have no bad feelings for anybody. Everyone has their reason, and you know, I have a contract with them for the next almost for the rest of this year. But I'm hoping that by the end of this year, I have an agent, and that's a big deal. So little by little, everything seems to be coming together, and that's exciting. I mean, I'm seeing so many things come together that I just don't even know where to turn, because it's exciting. There's every day something new is coming out, and I'm learning so much from the experiences that I'm going through. And one of the things that is really cool is that a couple weeks ago, I put an ad on Craigslist looking for a new band, and I totally forgot it. I forgot that I did it. I mean, it was a while ago, and there was no bites or anything, and I just was kind of, you know, I was okay with the other band, but boy, it really, the thing about the other band is that they're not as experienced as and I'm tired of, you know, the saying is true that if you're the smartest person in the room, I don't say that I'm the smartest person in the room, but if you're the most experienced person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Anyway, so the other day, about 2 weeks ago, I get an email, someone saying, we're interested in what you have. We saw your ad, and you're doing basically, our set list is basically what you're doing. Would you be interested in trying out? And I said, yeah, why not? I got nothing better to do. I mean, I've only got like 7 or 8 irons in the fire right now, so you know, what's one more? And so we went back and forth, and finally they gave me the information, and so I went out, and Sunday I jammed with them, and it was an interesting place. It was in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't, it was a town in the middle of nowhere, which was really odd, and the internet service was horrible. And but anyway, they gave me their set list, and they were doing stuff like Aerosmith and Bad Company, and they did The Who, and they did, I mean, lots of bands I like. All the bands I liked. The one that I didn't like was Man in a Box, and I said I don't really want to do that song, and they agreed to throw that one out. And so I went through, and and this is, they have their monitors. Like if you have a band and you're trying to play out, you got your speakers out front, and then you got your speakers that face you. They're called monitors. And when you have monitors, it can get quite loud. Well, they don't use monitors like that. They use earphone monitors. So they have like this kind of thing set up in a little battery pack that goes on your belt, and you get to hear your monitors, and it's not super loud in the room. So I thought, okay, I've never tried them. I'd like to see what it's like to have them. So I went to this place, and they gave me this battery pack and earphones, and we adjusted it, trying to figure out whether what's the best mix for me, so that I could sing the songs. And I was doing Led Zeppelin. Oh, it was fun. I used to do Led Zeppelin back in the 80s, and so I did Led Zeppelin, and I did Aerosmith, and I forget what else. We did Bad Company. I did Black Crowes, Too Hard to Handle, and it was just really fun. It was the first time I could actually relax and not have to direct a band. And so we had a little discussion. The drummer said to me, "So you looking for a band, or are you looking for a backup band?" And I thought, well, okay, so that's got to be a good sign that they asked me that. I said, well, I'm looking for a band. I'm looking to be in a band, not necessarily looking for a backup band. He said, well, that's good. Everybody should be, we want somebody that will split the money right down the middle. And like I said to them, the money's not as important to me as the art of the music. And so I'm going to be playing in this band to see what happens, and I think it sounds good. I mean, these guys, there's 2 lead guitarists, and they both play rhythm, they both play lead. They swap the leads, they swap the rhythms, and they actually know how to play their instruments, and it sounded so good. The drummer is a good, solid drummer. The bass player is from a country band, so he's a really, really good bass player. And he can walk that bass like no one else. I mean, there's only a few people that I've heard play that good on bass that was really, really that good. I mean, I've heard some good bass players, but really good bass players have been, generally, if they're blues bass players or they're country bass players, and then they come into rock, they know how to play. And this guy's a country bass player, and he definitely knew what he was playing. He knew how to play. All of them are around my age, which is nice, and so it's kind of cool because we don't have the attitudes. We're all laid back, and it was fun. It was just, that's the other thing. In all the songs that we were doing, I would say we did probably, I'd say about 25 songs. And of the 25 songs, I actually played in the past maybe 5. So all the songs were new to me. And so, I mean, even though I knew the songs, I knew I never sang them before. So it was fun to play these songs that I never really played before. And so that was cool, and everybody got along, and it just was nice. It was a thing that I missed having. I mean, this band I play on Wednesday nights, they all get along, and it's nice. I just need more of experienced guys. I'll probably keep playing with them because, you know, I want to see them succeed. It's just that they need to. I mean, okay. Here's one of the realities. I've been jamming with those guys since July of last year, and we just have two sets in that time, in 6 months. This other band, we have 2 sets. I was with them for 1 day, and that's a big difference because these guys actually can play their instruments and sound good and learn new things in a faster atmosphere. The other band, it's still another 6 months or so before they're ready to play. And I want to play with them for at least one job that, because the bass player's birthday is, they're going to do something, they're going to play out at this place. And I promised them I'd play that. And that's the only one that I really feel that we're going to see him play. I mean, I feel bad in a way because I feel like I'm getting away from playing with them, and I probably should tell them that. But the other thing is, while I was with them, I've tried out for like 3 bands, and those 3 bands didn't work out, so I still had a place to play. And I personally wouldn't hire me to play out with them if I knew the guy was, you know, looking for another band. So I don't know. I have to think about how I'm going to handle that because unless they miraculously get better, I'm not going to be sticking with them. So I don't know. I just haven't figured it out, but I'll figure it out. It is fun to play when the guys know what they're doing, and it's weird because I feel like I was the guy that didn't know what I was doing on Sunday because I was the new guy, and so I really couldn't claim to be the top guy there. And but it was good. They were really happy with my vocals. And actually, you can sing better when you can hear yourself. And I was hitting notes that I never imagined that I could sing. Like we did the Immigrant song by Led Zeppelin, and if you ever listen to that, it goes and a guy singing those notes, that's really hard. But I sang them, and I sang them well, and I was like, I can't believe I did that. And the Aerosmith stuff was really interesting too, because in the past, well, first off, the one song I did 40 years ago, I can't even imagine that I did it that long ago, but yeah, I did that one Aerosmith song 40 years ago, and I haven't done it since. But I did 3 Aerosmith songs, and they're really a tough band to do because they're not just straightforward songs. They're usually pretty intricate songs, and I feel like I did a good job on them. I was really happy with the results of that. So they were too. They were really happy, and so I think we have a chance to do something, and it's fun to realize that you're actually not really washed up yet. So you can actually go out there and do whatever it is, you know. I think it's really encouraging to know that I'm not washed up and that I can actually go out there and sing and dance and do all the things that I used to do in the old days. And so it makes me happy. I can honestly say that this time I felt like I belonged. When I was with Guy's band, I never really felt that. I never felt that I was working in a band that I was gonna. It didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right about that band. And when I was in that band with the 4-piece, the guitar player, I thought, wow, he's really good. Bass player, I thought he was pretty good. The drummer, I thought he was really good. But I didn't. I kind of there was something wrong with that band, and I found out later that the bass player must not have liked me, because that was where the issue was. You are sounding happier in yourself, which is a good thing. And hey, if you can still get into those leather jeans. Actually, you know, the leather jean thing, I'm a lot smaller now. I'm 100 pounds less than I was when I bought those leather jeans. And those leather jeans were really tight when I wore them before. They may actually fit now. So, and if I can't get in them, I'll probably buy another set. So I'm real excited about that too, because I haven't played out since I've lost this weight, and I can, you know, I can move better, I sound better, I can breathe better, I don't run out of breath as often. Some of these things, it takes a lot of breath, and so I still run out of breath a little bit, but not nearly what I used to. So it's really cool. I think it's real exciting that I'm going to be doing a new band, and I'm going to probably rock the house like I used to. So yeah, they are way too big. It's really good though. It's so exciting to see that things are happening the way they should. It's weird because they're all happening at the same time. You know, it's not like I can take my time and you know, get one win at a time. I got to get all my wins at the same time. That means I got to make decisions, and I don't like to make decisions. I just want to be good at it. I want to do something and feel that I'm, you know, that I have a, you know, I guess one of my stupid goals, I know this sounds stupid and this is egotistical, but my goal is there's a Central Pennsylvania Hall of Fame. And I've never really thought about it, and I never really cared about it. Because Ken and I always did our own thing, and we were happy doing our own thing. But I really want to be, in the Central Pennsylvania Hall of Fame. And it really probably means nothing overall. But to me it means a lot, because I want to be recognized because I never had that desire to be recognized for it before. I just want to be recognized that I'm doing it right, and that would be awesome, to be actually doing what you always wanted to do. I mean, I wanted to do this since I was 5. I was 5 years old the first time I decided I wanted to sing, and I just never had that opportunity to be the best I could, because I was a big guy. So all of a sudden anytime I was playing out, everyone always said, "Oh, you sound just like Meatloaf." I don't sound at all like Meatloaf. I was a big guy, so instantly you're Meatloaf. And now I'm not a big guy like that. I'm still a big guy, but I'm not that I'm not 325 pounds big. So now I can be, hopefully, not compared to anyone. I'd like to be compared to Classic Mike Trash, because he was the guy that's been doing all the work, and I want to be compared to him. So yeah, don't complain, just do your best. That's what I always do. I really feel that we should do our best, and I just want to be me, and it's a chance that I think I'm going to get to do. I'm going to get to be me, and these guys are fun, and I mean, I've only jammed with them once, but you know, and it seems that my track record is like you know, between 1 time and 6 times. So we'll see if we get beyond 6. That's our big goal now, is to be more than 6 times with a band. And you know, it's like I mentioned to Christina how much I miss Ken, because I had a consistency there. Every time I wanted to play, he was there, and he didn't cancel practice, and I made sure that I didn't cancel a practice. I want it to be the best I could be. And now I'm going to be the best I can be. If I have the right people, we'll all show everyone what we can do. And that's really it. That's it. That's what I want. I want to do the best I can do with who I have to work with. And, you know, it's really interesting that all the times I've tried to make it work, this could be it. This could be the one that I can be known for. I mean, I get occasionally people say, "Are you the Mike Trash that was with the Barking Rats?" Yes, I am the Mike Trash that was with the Barking Rats. It's weird to think that of all the bands I've been in, that is the one that comes up. 1985. People remember me from 1985. They don't remember Gasm, which I thought was a great band and a lot of fun. They don't remember Apathy. They remember Mike Trash and the Barking Rats. I don't remember Uncle Sam Band, which I was in the longest, but it's okay. They're gonna remember this band, whichever this band is. They're gonna remember it because we're gonna go out there and we're gonna rock the place, and we're all gonna have fun, and it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be the way it should have been a long time ago. But I was obsessed with doing original music, and oh, by the way, this new band likes originals too. So we'll see what happens. I really do want to see it happen. I really want to see how far I can push it, and without the added pressure of needing to work a day job, because a couple guys are retired. The nice thing is that 3 of the guys are retired, at least 3. So, yeah, I'm gonna do what I can to make this all happen, make it a reality, and push it to the envelope, push the envelope. But with the acting thing, if this acting coach does what she thinks she can do, by the end of the year, the Mike Trash brand is going to be out there, and I'm expecting to see that take off, and then we're going to see everything work. That's the key. If I can get Flocked to work, the script for Flocked, if I can get that working, then I can hopefully get Vital Idol out. And Vital Idol is the ultimate for me. But I think Flocked will be pretty good too. I think we could see that on any TV network or Netflix. Netflix would be awesome, but a regular TV channel would be good too. I mean, I don't care. I want to see it work, and that could lead to the other thing. So I don't know. Little by little, we're seeing things happening, and I'm hoping that it will be as big as I see it, because my vision is pretty big. And so enough of that. All right, back to the news. So home improvement star Zachary Bryan is back in the news. He was in the news recently because he had gotten into a battery charge with an ex, and he's also been in trouble because apparently he has a drinking problem. And once again, he was arrested for alleged felony DUI and contempt of court. This kid had everything. I mean, I'm sure he gets nice residuals for the home improvement, and yet he can't seem to keep out of trouble. It's such a shame. When you got everything, how do you throw it away like that? I mean, he's got a lot of opportunities that most of us will never see. And when I see that he's in trouble for the alcohol thing again, and he's in trouble, for beating his girl and all that stuff too. I don't think that's well, currently it's not beating the girl, it's the DUI thing. And it's just a shame that this guy can't get his act together. Maybe I should change one of my guys to him. That may be. I may have to think about that because he's getting in all kinds of trouble. It says the 42-year-old. 42-year-old. That's really weird to think about. He's 42 years old. When Home Improvement was on, he was probably like 12. So he's had a lot of time to screw up. The 42-year-old actor's bail was set at $50,000 and $15,000 for respective charges, according to the police records. And it says here that he was arrested again, with police records noting that the 42-year-old was charged over the weekend for alleged contempt of court and alleged felony DUI. Now, he's been in trouble for DUI for a couple times. If I get Netflix series, you'll have to renew. Yeah, well, yeah, probably. But we don't need to worry about that yet. We got a little while to go on that because I got to still build my plan. According to the police, the actor was taken into custody Saturday and was transported to John Bonet Detention Center. His bail was set at $50,000 and $15,000 for felony DUI charge and the misdemeanor contempt charge, contempt of court. Let's see here. Yeah, Amy says somebody's having a hard time getting less relevant. Brian was released Saturday and is due in court April 23rd at whatever, it doesn't matter. Reached out to representative for Brian, and Saturday's arrest marks the latest in the recent line of legal troubles for the actor, who pleaded guilty to felony assault in the 4th degree and was sentenced to 7 days in jail, which his attorney said he already served. That was in October. Brian was arrested in July following police response to an alleged physical conflict in Oregon. He was booked on multiple charges and later released. The performer, who portrayed Tim Allen's oldest son, Brad Taylor, on Home Improvement, was previously arrested in 2020 for assault against his ex-girlfriend, Johnny Faye Cartwright, before pleading guilty to misdemeanor for menacing and assault. At the end of the day, the police threw a bunch of counts at you because they ultimately want you to plead to something. I could have fought it, but that is more stress and drama. I got 2 misdemeanors and called it a day. So, I don't know, this guy's definitely headed down the wrong trail. So, yeah, it's interesting that this guy's, I just don't know. He seems to be, at 42, to have all those charges. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he gets residual checks and stuff from his time on Home Improvement, but you just got to find something that keeps you out of trouble. This guy, I mean, he seriously should be old enough to realize that this is a bad thing. He can't keep going that route, not route. So I don't know. Oh, let's see. I just had that up and then turned it down so I couldn't hear it. All right, next. Now, for those of you that did watch Fear the Walking Dead, you are familiar with Colman Domingo, and he's a classically trained actor. He is going to play Joe Jackson in the Michael biopic, and to find out what's underneath the hat. So that'll be interesting. Colman Domingo is a very interesting actor because he's got that classically trained background, and I don't know. I'm curious to see how it comes out. There's it says there's many public opinions about Joe Jackson that are in conflict of what maybe family members or people who knew him or believe. Colman explains, and of course, Joe Jackson was allegedly abusing his kids to make them big stars. And was he older or younger? He was the older sibling. Yeah. Yeah, he's the older one. I've never heard anything from the other ones. From the other one. I guess it was just 2 kids. But anyway, on Colman Domingo, not only is he Euphoria Emmy winner, a first-time Oscar nominee for his remarkable portrayal of gay civil rights activist Bayard Rustin, who orchestrated the 1963 March on Washington, but he's announced his feature directorial debut, a Nat King Cole biopic, which he's also writing and will star in. I'm focusing around 1957, when he had his talk show, his variety show. My approach to this film is sort of like a Trojan horse. It has all the beautiful trappings of the 1950s that I'm interested in deconstructing. By deconstructing Nat King Cole, I believe I'm deconstructing America. Domingo, whose movie does not yet have a distributor, says that he's been trying to figure out for a long time what his directorial debut would be. Now, he's directed a lot of the Fear the Walking Dead episodes, and they were actually quite a bit better than some of the ones I've seen. He said, this one, he says, just makes sense, having already explored a bit of Coleman's life in Lights Out, Nat King Cole, the 2019 musical he co-wrote with Patricia McGregor. This sort of kissing cousins to the musical version of it, but lives in its own space in a cinematic way. So it's interesting because, I mean, this is the picture of him, and I'm guessing, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, yeah, this is him. This is Nat King Cole. No, wait, I don't know. It says Joe Jackson, Colman Domingo, Nat King Cole. Okay, that's Joe Jackson. That's Colman Domingo, and that's Nat King Cole. So he does have kind of a lot of the characteristics. He's got a thinner face than Joe Jackson had, but he's I think he could work out. I think it'll work out real good. He's a really good actor, though. I'm looking forward to seeing how he portrays these guys, because that's 2 people that are quite a bit different in a lot of ways. Joe Jackson was obnoxious and abusive to his kids, and I don't know a lot about Nat King Cole except I've heard his music in the past. So it says, before that, though, Domingo will play Joe Jackson, patriarch and career architect of the famous Jackson family, in the Lionsgate biopic Michael. The late superstar's nephew Jafar will play him in the movie, slated to hit theaters April 18th, 2025, while Nia Long will play the family matriarch Catherine. Nat King Cole was a favorite of my mother. The picture should be... Yes, I think it'll be interesting, because I don't know a whole lot about Nat King Cole other than he had good music. So it will be interesting to hear what the life of him was like. And like I said, I know a bit about Joe Jackson, because he was a controversial person and very abusive from what I understand. Domingo admits that the thought of playing the patriarch of the family accused by some of his children of abuse didn't weigh on him so much as a present. Didn't weigh on him so much as present an interesting challenge as an actor. I wanted to take it on because I know there's many public opinions about Joe Jackson that are in conflict of what maybe family members or people who knew him believe. And even that is very complicated. He says that adding that, he's drawn to characters like that. He likes a lot of controversy. Like in his Fear the Walking Dead, his character was the most controversial part of that show all the way through it, and he actually made it to the end, so that was interesting. And he was controversial most of the way through it. You couldn't tell whether you could trust him or not. I want to figure him out and find out what made him tick. How did he create those magnificent artists, these world-acclaimed artists? Because it was a lot through Joe, what Joe did and his impact. Whether good, bad, or ugly, I'm not sure. But I know that I'm curious to find out. And I want to find out what's underneath the hat, the earrings and the gold chains and all. I want to find out. So I think that I was drawn to it more than anything. It seems like between Rustin, Michael, and that King Cole biopic, he's enjoying real life people recently. He won't disagree. There's a lot of muscling to do when you're depicting someone who really lived and breathed. Yeah, you can't quite be as creative with a character if there's something that you have to create that was already there. And sometimes it's harder to recreate someone than it is to create the person, the original person. Like, I wouldn't want to do a role where I was being another person that actually lived, because then you got to work on his mannerisms and you got to study that person. Whereas if you're trying to portray a person that really isn't real, you can make that person you rather than you become that person. So I think it'd be interesting. Those are some things that I want to see him do. I'm a big fan of his, and I think it'd be fun to watch him. He had a habit of making me really angry when I would watch his stuff, and then he would make me like him for a while, and then he would make me angry again. He was definitely that kind of person that could play with your head and make you think that, that you, just when you think you understand him, you don't have a clue where he's coming from. And I like that. I think that's going to be interesting. So, yeah. There's a movie out called Murder 101. It's a director's cut, and I'm going to leave a link to it. I think a friend of mine did this movie. So, this is the movie. I think it would be fun to watch it, and I'm going to go ahead and send the link out to people so that they can watch it. I only watched the first, 15 minutes of it, and it's only an hour long, and I think it'd be a fun movie to watch and see if anybody's going to make it big out of that movie. But it'll be interesting to watch and see what it's all about. I want to watch it the rest of the way. Maybe tomorrow I'll watch it then. So I'm going to put this on the Facebook, and like I said, I think one of my friends is in it. At least he promoted it, and I wanted to promote it too, because I try to help my friends that are in the acting business get some help from me. And this is a guy that actually I've known for a little while. I've known him for about a year, and he seems to be kicking butt. I mean, this guy, he called me over the weekend and started telling me all the things he's doing, and I guess it wasn't the weekend. It was last week sometime. So we may collaborate on some stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to do some stuff with him, but we'll see. So, okay, I'm going to play something that you can't tell anybody that I played. This is the video that the girl that wants to coach me sent me, and she was talking to me. So this will give you a little insight into what it is that they want to do for me. I think it'll work. Okay, there she is. That's Emma, and she's a really super person, and she works with this guy named Brian, and Brian is really smart, really on top of things, and I learned a lot from Brian. This is his assistant, and she is one of the coaches, and I worked with her quite a bit, and I really appreciate her, and I think I'm going to sign up for this. This is what she sent me.
Hey, I wanted to check in with you directly because I'm wrapping up my process for starting Power Group, and I do still have a spot open that I would love to give you. I know you were looking to start in April instead. If that's still the case, then I would be more than happy to hold that spot for you, and have you start up in April. To be honest, I really enjoyed our conversation, and I know that I can help you make Vital Idol and Flocked a reality. So how I'm seeing that play out a little bit, kind of like this. Quarter one, we would really narrow down on your materials, both as
I froze.
an actor and as a creator for your projects. I want to really focus on the entire Classy Mike Trash package rather than just kind of focusing on individual things. It's the package as a whole, because you are a multi-hyphenate creator. Quarter two would really kind of look like setting up a system so that we can get you known. Casting directors, reps in other markets, directors, producers, they deserve and need to know who you are. So together, we'd create a system of how to reach out to these people, what to say, how to say it, when, and making it so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Okay, we're having issues.
And that networking doesn't feel icky, because it really doesn't have to. Then that leads us to the second half of the year, and I can really see us building on that momentum from our work and putting it into practice. You have a system in place to get people to know you, your materials are great, and it's really about that consistency, growth, and building on that to expand your network. And then you're well on the way to becoming the next Sylvester Stallone, like you want to, like you said. Of course, all of this is completely malleable, flexible.
By the way, I had mentioned to her that one of the things that I thought was cool is that when Sylvester Stallone got into the acting business, he couldn't find work. So instead of constantly being rejected, he created his own work. And that's kind of what I did. I originally made Vital Idol because I thought it was a cool idea, and I thought maybe I can take this and turn it into something really cool. And so what I did was I started writing it back in 2006, and I worked with there was this friend of mine, Holly, who I worked with, and I told her what I wanted her to do was I wanted her to go through the lines that were for females, and I needed to hear how she would say something as a female, because men and women don't necessarily have the same thought patterns, and say things differently. And so I had her helping me for a couple of years. Now I changed the script quite a bit since then, but it's just but anyway, I was telling her that rather than look for work all the time, I want to get an agent to do that for me. But I also said that what he did when he couldn't find a lot of work, because he's not exactly a classically trained guy, but one of the things that he did was he created his own work, and they actually offered him $50,000 for the script for Rocky. He said no, but then he ended up getting someone to allow him to do the whole thing from beginning to end. And certainly he made a little bit more than $50,000 for that script and movie. And I kind of want to do that. I'd like to do that. I see that Vital Idol could go on for as long as I write songs, because it's all about the music. And Flocked will go as long as I have experiences. Many of the experiences I'm thinking of doing are going to be based on something that's happened to me in the past. And so it'll be interesting to see where it all goes. And so if she can help me make that become a reality, then we're golden. We're going to hit in the same wavelength, and it makes me happy.
Flexible, changeable, but I just have really been thinking about your career and your goals, and I just want to put some action to it. All right, let me know if you're ready for me to hold that spot and get started with Power Group in April.
I talked to her.
All right, we will talk soon. Thanks.
I talked to her, I think last, I talked to her I want to say last month, and she talked about doing this, and like I said, I've had interactions with her before and felt that that they do a good job. That company really pushes and really helps you become a better actor, businessman, everything. And I liked their style. That's why I want to work with them, I think, because they definitely have it together. And strangely enough, the other company that I was working with, I told them I wasn't doing their training because I'm spending money on this other stuff, and they didn't understand why I would be doing that. And because, you know, success is success, and you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to take a look at what else is out there, and the money that I was spending with them, there's a lot of issues there because they don't always give what they say they're going to give. And I have some issues with some of the things that they've promised, that they changed the horses midstream, and I've got to do what I got to find something that is going to get me where I need to be. And this sounds like it could be the thing that's going to get me there. So we'll see. I mean, I could be wrong, but you know, if it doesn't work out, I don't spend the rest of my life with her. When I say with her, I mean with that company, and I'm just looking for a solution to my problem. And my problem is, I might have reset this here. Hold on. I want to see if it does it or not. Okay. Okay, so I guess it didn't stop with you guys. All right. All right, next thing. All right, it did it again. I don't know if it's working or not up there. I'm hoping it's working. It looks like I froze, and I don't know. Oh, okay, I do see it. That on Facebook it froze, but not on YouTube and not on Twitter. So I don't know. It might be a Facebook issue. Okay, come on. Oh, I only got one person in there now. What's going on? Oh, because it may have stopped. I don't know. All right, now it looks like it's okay. Okay. But I might be the only one on it because I just reset it. I may have lost everybody. All right, anyway, I'll go on to the next thing. Okay. All right, now let's see. I have 1, 2. Wait a minute. Okay, there's the other one. I'll wait on that. So I'll bring that down here. All right, so. Are you there? Okay, you froze. I'm not frozen now, am I? I think I'm back. Buffering like mad. Well, that's because I'm a mad person. Got to buffer like mad. Okay. Put this over here. Refresh your screen because it's refreshing. It's refreshing, yes. But I am moving on my screen, I think. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm moving. Refresh. If frozen. So, I don't know if it may not have worked. Why didn't that work? Oh, because I'm using the wrong keyboard. Okay. You sure you would like to... What's it say? Are you sure you would like to close? No! No, I don't want to close. No, don't want to do that. Okay. Gotta see if that's what it says. I can't read it. Oh, okay. I don't want to close remix. Okay. All right. see if we can get this back to the right thing. Okay. All right. So the Travis and let's see. Are we watching on my phone? So you freeze. So if you freeze, you're stuck. Okay. On this end, I can see that everything's moving again, so it appears to be working. Okay, so Travis and Jason Kelce. There was a big shooting. Well, not a big shooting. There was actually. I'll start with that. Let's do that first. All right. So those of you that know or don't know, those of you that don't know, there was a shooting on Kansas City, was having a parade for winning the Super Bowl. And there was a shooting where the people were, for no apparent reason, were shooting people in the streets. So it says 2 adults who have been linked to the Kansas City mass shooting are now facing murder charges and other serious counts. Something just announced by the Kansas City prosecutors. Lindell Mays and Dominic Miller were both hit with second-degree murder charges on Tuesday, and they're also up for armed criminal action and unlawful use of a weapon charges on top of that. These guys are different than the 2 teens who were also charged last week. So it's a stunning development, as we're just learning that the fact that cops had these 2 men in custody. Last we heard there were 3 people detained, including 2 juveniles. So yeah, I just don't understand the whole shooting at people randomly, you know. It says now, however, we know that there are at least 4 people at this point being implicated for this crime. Prosecutors say they're not releasing the mugshots yet because 2 of the men are still recovering in the hospital. Prosecutors went on to say that there might be other people arrested and charged in this case, but for now they're starting here. They note that the 2 juveniles are being prosecuted by a different court, and their identities will not be released since they're underage. What the freak is going on with this world? These kids should not have. Why are kids out shooting people randomly? It's unclear how old the 2 adult men are, and also unclear when these 2 guys came into the cops' radar. But something interesting, officials noted that these 2 are dueling factions. Remember that they all started with an argument. They did not know each other. So you wonder what is going on, if it had anything to do with vigilantes, or I mean, you know, I just don't even know these days, because there's like no rhyme or reason for some of these people to do things like this. And here's I don't know if I want to watch this or not, but I haven't watched it yet. So let's see what. Oh, we got an ad. So I gotta kill that. I don't want to hear the ad. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. No, that's still Hulu.
Exposed the dramatic
story. No, that's still an ad. Oh, Kevin Costner swore. Yeah, that. Okay.
I can't see. Are you all hurt? Are you okay? Here. I can't see. Are you all hurt? Are you okay? Here.
Okay, what's going on here? Explain to me what's going on. Why are we not doing anything here? Oh, they're pointing at that guy there. So he must be one of the people, and that one must be another one of the people that was an issue. Bet you this next guy is too. Bet you he is too. Maybe not. Oh, Yeah, there he is. That guy and that guy. Pulled out. They pulled guns out? What's going on here? This is so weird to think about, that people are out there walking around with their guns looking for trouble. You know? I don't even know what the point of that video was, because they blocked their faces and everything. What's the point if you're not going to show us anything? But there must have been... I mean, you know, if I was going to kill somebody, I would not be out in the middle of the audience killing them. I'd be somewhere hidden. I don't know. I don't know what's... Oh, shoot. Stop.
This game...
Shut up. Okay. All right, so that's... Oh, my... What happened to my inter... Oh, it says it was interrupted. What's going on here? Why is it opening a bunch of windows? Stop it. What's going on? Stop. Jeez. I don't even use Stream. Why is that even opening? I don't even use that. Okay. Now, is this the article or is this not? Yeah, this is the article. It says prosecutors want to say that there may be other people. They note the 2 juveniles being prosecuted by a different court. Their identities will not be released. All right, then prosecutors note evidence suggests that this heated exchange led to the firearm being drawn by Mays, which led to others pulling their firearms almost immediately afterwards. Who would have thought that Kansas City would have been that much gangster or whatever, that they would have kids pulling guns out? After the shots rang out, prosecutors say Miller's weapon ended up being the one that hit Lisa Lopez Galvin, although they're pinning her murder on both guys. There were teenagers caught on camera on the scene Wednesday just before the shots rang out, and eyewitnesses say they believe they were involved. It says, well, the eyewitnesses say they never saw any of the teens open fire. They claim the person or persons they were facing off camera did unload the first shot. Kansas City officials say that the investigation's ongoing and they intend to hold everyone who participated in the tragedy responsible. At this moment, this is where they are at. So it's just really a shame. 22 people suffered gunshot wounds that day, and in addition to Lisa's death. So I don't know. I just don't get it. But it seems to be. I don't know. There's got to be a better way. There's just. I mean, because now there's a dead person. There's 22 people that were affected by that, and or by the shots and stuff, and for what? For whatever that is, whatever caused that argument. However, one thing that this led to is Travis and Jason Kelsey. They addressed the shooting, and they urged the fans to donate. And it's interesting because Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey play on different teams, but they're brothers, and they decided they were going to try to help people, encourage people to donate money towards this. So that was that's one thing that I thought was really kind of cool, that they are taking their fame and using it for good, and they're trying to help the situation by getting people to donate money towards the people that were affected by it. So it says here, they took a break from their usual lighthearted banner to weigh in on the tragic Kansas City shooting last week, thanking the first responders for springing into action and vowing to help those affected. The two NFL brothers dropped a surprise video ahead of Wednesday's New Heights podcast episode, with Travis explaining it didn't feel right to move forward with the pre-taped show without first addressing the incident after the Chiefs Super Bowl parade on February 14th that left 1 dead and 20 injured. And it says here, Jason said their thoughts go out to the victims and their families, and Chiefs Kingdom, also sharing his gratitude for local law enforcement officials and those willing to step up during the unfortunate event. The Eagles Center spoke from the heart, saying one of the things that is evident is how much Kansas City has come together, rallying around the people that have been affected by all this. And he added, the Kelceys are currently figuring out what they can do to get involved in the recovery process. But in the meantime, he's hoping their fans will do what they can by donating to the Chiefs Fund for Victims. Travis ended the clip saying, 92%ers, we appreciate you, Kansas City and Chiefs Kingdom. We love you guys. We're with you guys, and we'll see you soon. But that's not the end of the story. The second part of the story is that Travis and his girlfriend Taylor Swift donated $100,000 to victims of the shooting, and Patrick and Brittany Mahomes also donated $50K to the team's campaign. So those people were really cool that they actually put up as well as spoke on the situation. So that's the other article that I have here, is that they donated money. So that's $100,000. That's some major bucks. But I guess when you divide it by 22 people that were shot and one that died, that's not a lot of money. But it is a lot of money from one person, or from, and certainly is good PR. So I don't know. I really have to say I admire him for doing that, because he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to give anything, but he thought enough of his fans and of the situation that, they stuck up. He put up rather than just shut up. So that I admire. I admire guys that don't stand by and just talk about it. They actually do something about it. So yeah, that's a cool thing. So that's the end of that. We'll do that. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. Machine Gun Kelly. He debuts his upper torso blackout tattoo. See, I never understood tattoos. I mean, if you have a tattoo, that's cool. It's more power to you. Some people have little itty bitty tattoos, and they have, on their leg or their foot or and then some people are really radical, and they're like Mike Tyson with his face tattoo, and then you have a whole new set of people. You have people like this Machine Gun Kelly, who, and actually some places this kind of tattoo is normal, but in our everyday life I find this kind of abnormal. But he blacked out his upper body like this. This is unbelievable. That's a bit I don't know. It's a bit weird. Now the Samoan people, like when you look at The Rock's tattoo, he's got his upper body tattooed, but it's tattooed in a pattern type thing, a tribal tattoo, But this guy here, I don't get it. I mean, it's you're stuck with that for life almost. It says Machine Gun Kelly has unveiled his most dramatic tattoo ever. Layer of black ink across his entire upper torso. And yes, we're confirmed, it's the real deal. Yeah, cancer waiting to happen. I would imagine that would be and it will be quite a bit. I can't imagine, first off, I can't imagine doing that, having that. That's a lot of ink, and that's sitting in a chair a long time. Oh man, I had a girlfriend that had, well, she wasn't a girlfriend, she was a friend of mine that was a girl. She had like, I think she had 48 tattoos, and a lot of them were Disney characters, and I thought that was crazy, but she loved Disney characters and she loved tattoos, so, you know, it worked out. But I don't know, I just don't get this. I guess you never have to wear a shirt when you wear a black tattoo like that. I don't know, I don't understand it. Machine Gun Kelly's decision to undergo the transformation was a deeply personal one, according to his tattoo artist Rox, who did the job for this artist, who tells TMZ that Machine Gun Kelly had a spiritual consultation. We're told he explained to her that all his tattoos were too chaotic for him now, and he was seeking to change and order in his life. I don't understand. Oh, okay, so he was really tattooed then too. Jeez. I don't get that. That's just a lot of tattoos. It says here, this is also something Machine Gun Kelly made in his Instagram caption, explaining that the blackout cover-up was for spiritual purposes only. Oh man. I just can't even, that's just too much. I can't even imagine that. Rox says that they started the process in mid-December, with Machine Gun Kelly coming to see her at her private LA studio 4 days a week for 13 6-hour sessions, making it one of the biggest projects she's done in such a short time. She's not done yet. Apparently there's more tattooing to do on him to finish the job. Wow. Yep, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's one thing to have, like, if you want to have a tattoo in memory of someone, or I don't know. I can't even understand that. Okay, let's see here. Hotel California is a big trial thing going on about that, and that is interesting. The Eagles have been feuding over different things at different times, and were legendary for their fights that they've had in the past. And apparently there's some controversy as to who owns Hotel California. And you know, to me that's probably their biggest song, maybe, or their most popular song. I don't know. But yeah, apparently there's a claim over who did what, and that person, like, if you're talking about, I mean, when you talk about bands, it's tough because there's different ways you get paid for being in the band. You get paid for the performance of the art. You get paid for the writing of it, the publishing rights, all that stuff. That's a big thing. When I did my album, I had to work on that. I mean, not that I made a whole lot of money on it, but you have to worry about the publishing rights and all that stuff too. In the mid-'70s, the Eagles were working on a spooky, cryptic song on a lined yellow pad. Don Henley, with input from the band co-founder Glenn Frey, thought about a dark desert highway and a lovely place with a luxurious surface and ominous undertones, and something on ice, perhaps caviar or Taittinger or pink champagne. The song Hotel California became one of the most indelible singles. And nearly half a century later, the handwritten pages of lyrics in the making have become the center of attention, the center of an unusual criminal trial set for Wednesday. Rare book dealer Glenn Horowitz and former Rock and Roll Hall of Fame curator Craig Inciardo, I don't know, and memorabilia seller Edward Kosinski are charged with conspiring to own and try to sell manuscripts of Hotel California and other Eagles hits without the right to do so. The three have pleaded not guilty, and their lawyers have said that the men committed no crime. They acquired with the papers, which they acquired via a writer who worked with the Eagles, but the Manhattan District Attorney's Office said that the defendants convinced or connived to obscure the documents' disputed ownership, despite knowing that Henley said the pages were stolen. Clashes over valuable collectibles abound. Both criminal trials are like this are rare. Many fights are resolved in private in lawsuits or in agreements in return to return the items. Of course, the Eagles manuscripts are distinctive in many ways too. The prosecutor's star witness is indeed that Henley is expected to testify between the Eagles' tour stops. The non-jury trial could offer a peek into the band's creative processes and the life in the fast lane of the 70s stardom. At issue are the 80 pages of draft lyrics from the blockbuster 1976 Hotel California album, including the words to the chart-topping, Grammy-winning title cut. It features one of the classic rock's most recognizable riffs, best known solos, and often quoted, arguably overquoted lines you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. I liked a lot of the lyrics in that song. That song was probably their best song lyrically. There were lots of interesting, her mind is Tiffany twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She's got a lot of pretty boys that she calls men. And there's all kinds of really interesting lyrics in that song. If you ever listen to the lyrics, it says, Henley said the song is about the dark underbelly of the American dream. It's still streamed in over 220 million times and got 136,000 radio spins last year. That's just amazing to me, because the amount of money that they get off of just that song, I could live off of that. I did that song in a couple bands, so I'm pretty familiar with that song. And the weird thing about that song is I read that you could lose your YouTube account if you were to play that song, not their version, but say, for instance, I wanted to play that in one of my bands, and let's say we did a live performance of that song and we put it on YouTube. We could actually lose our YouTube account because of that song, even though it's not them singing it. Even if we did what we could do to, give them credit, we could actually lose our YouTube account if we just played that song live. If we were to, if my band were to play that song, we could lose our YouTube account just for that. And that seems really drastic. I would think that as long as they got the money from if I was a funded streamer, just give them the money for that. But no, they want you out. They want you off the streaming platform. I lost a lot of respect for the Eagles for that, because a lot of bands claim copyright infringement, and they just want if you make money off of it, they want money off of it. But man, I won't do any of their songs and put it on YouTube, because they're really picky about that stuff. So it was streamed 220 million times and got 136,000 radio spins last year in the U.S. alone. The Hotel California album has sold 26 million copies nationwide over the years, bested only by the Eagles' Greatest Hits disc and Michael Jackson's Thriller. That's a lot of streams and a lot of people buying that, and I probably have that the Greatest Hits and Hotel California stuff in my catalog. I would have to look in my thing, but I think I do. And that's just crazy. It says pages include lyrics from songs like Life in the Fast Lane and New Kid in Town. And their manager called the documents irreplaceable pieces of musical history. Horowitz, Inciardo, and Kosinski are charged with conspiracy to process stolen property and various other offenses. They're not charged with actually stealing the documents, nor is anyone else, but prosecutors will still have to establish that documents were stolen. The defense maintains it's not true. Much of the Eagles' interactions with Ed Sanders, a writer who also co-founded the 1960s counterculture band called The Fugues, he worked in the late 70s and 80s on an authorized Eagles biography, but was never published. Sanders isn't published in the case. The phone message seeking comment was left for him. He sold the pages to Horowitz, who then sold them to Inciardi and Kosinski. Horowitz has handled the huge rare book and archive deals, and he's been entangled in some ownership spats before. One involved papers linked to Gone with the Wind with Margaret Mitchell. It was settled. Inciardi worked on notable exhibitions for the Cleveland-based Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and has been a principal in Gotta Have It collectibles, known for auctioning celebrities' personal possessions. So personal that Madonna unsuccessfully sued to try to stop a sale that included her latex briefs. Henley told a grand jury he never gave the biographer the lyrics, according to the court filings from Kosinski's lawyers, but defense lawyers have signaled that they plan to probe Henley's memory of the time. We believe Mr. Henley voluntarily provided the lyrics to Mr. Sanders. Sanders told Horowitz in 2005, while he was working on the Eagles book, he was sent whatever papers he wanted from Henley's home. And then Kosinski's business office offered some pages at auction in 2012. Henley's attorneys came knocking, and Horowitz, Inciardi, and Sanders, in varying combinations, began battling around alternate versions of the manuscripts. Man, that sounds really, really problematic. Oh, we're going to have to wait to see how that's coming out. That is crazy. I would have never thought that was going to come. I figured this battle was going to be between the Eagles members, but this is much more interesting. All right, this is next section is going to be on Elon Musk. I've got a couple things that I found interesting from Elon. I like Elon. He's to me a genius, and he tries to help the world, you know, and so we will see how that works. But this is really interesting stuff. So this is interesting to me that the Tesla board is silent as investors await the next step after the court revokes Elon Musk's $56 billion pay package. Could you imagine $56 billion for a pay package? I mean, my life savings is so small compared to that. I mean, I think that I did okay for my life, but not when I think of that. $56 billion. I mean, that's okay. So I was talking about Bechtel Corporation being worth $17 billion, and we're talking about $56 billion in his pay package. I mean, what kind of money is this guy worth? I mean, that's just unbelievable to think that $56 billion is his pay package. His pay package. I'm surprised he can survive with that little bit of money. $56 billion. What would you do with $1 billion, let alone $56 billion? I just don't even know what that. I mean, I can't fathom that. That just blows my mind. It's been 2 weeks since Delaware court voided Tesla's pay package. The board of directors, which judge said was beholden to Musk, hasn't updated the shareholders on what comes next. Legal experts expect Musk's team to appeal the ruling to the Delaware Supreme Court. I don't understand why I mean, if he's supposed to get it, I don't understand why he's able to get that. Insert eye roll here, yeah. That's $56 billion. $56 billion. I'm lucky if I have $56 a lot of times, but $56 billion. Do you realize he could probably give everybody $1 million and still walk away with money? It says 2 weeks after a Delaware court ruled that Tesla must rescind Elon Musk's $56 billion pay package, the company's board remains mum on what the decision means for the shareholders or what's next for the CEO. In her 200-page opinion on January 30th, Chancellor Kathleen McCormick called the pay package the largest public corporation in history, and said that if it was agreed upon by people who were beholden to Musk, since then Musk has lashed out that the court posted, never incorporate your company in the state of Delaware. On this social media platform, X said, and Tesla would hold the shareholder vote to move its site of incorporation to Texas. Yeah, I think you could afford to pay a little bit more taxes if you're willing to give the guy $56 billion for his pay package. Tesla has an issued to SEC filing to notify shareholders of the ruling. The decision came shortly after Musk indicated that he's pushing for even more control of Tesla, posting on X in mid-January that he wanted roughly 25% voting control before turning the company into a leader in artificial intelligence and robot. Now that's interesting too. So when you think of Tesla, usually you think of cars, but Tesla is not a car company. Tesla makes cars, but Tesla is a technology company. They create technology, they implement technology, and they make people want that technology. And I've got a couple articles here that really show that. You know, who would have thought of having that Tesla cars would have such a hold on the electric car market? And who would have thought that he owns the solar panel market too, and he owns the robotics intelligence area too, and he's always creating something. And you know, the guy has so much money. I don't understand why he needs $56 billion, but I'm sure there's a reason for everything. When I think of that, I think of $56 billion. That's obscene. He probably wants the $56 billion so he can buy his own stock so that he can get his 25% voting control. And he's going to build his own AI. That's interesting to me that, I mean, all these companies out there, Microsoft, Google, they all have this, the ChatGPT, the, what was the one called? I forget what the, Gemini. It was Bard, it's now Gemini. And then you got all these companies out there. Microsoft has their version of AI, and they all basically do the same thing, but they do it differently. So it's interesting to see what he's going to do if he gets his money. The next step in compensation is an implementing order that will be hashed out between the court. Musk's teams and lawyers representing shareholder Richard Ternetta, a former heavy metal drummer who was the plaintiff in the 2018 lawsuit filed on behalf of the Tesla investors. I own a lot of Tesla stock, so I'm not sure how I feel about that $56 billion. That's just it's just a lot of money. I mean, if he's entitled to it, he's entitled to it. I mean, I don't think how do you turn that down? If he had an agreement, well, why wouldn't you give it to him? I don't know. And it says here, as shareholders await answers, Tesla's 8-person board, which includes Musk, his brother Kimball, chairwoman Robin Denholm, and former Tesla technology chief J.B. Struble, has stayed silent, avoiding any public comments. CNBC sent requests for additional information to Tesla investors, Musk, and some board members. They were all went unanswered. I just wonder what's going to come out of all that. But he's not. It's not like he's spending the money foolishly. Everything he's spent money on has, with the exception of X, been a big moneymaker in the long run. It's funny because it wasn't that long ago when Tesla was losing money every year trying to make their technology viable. Between the years of 2018 and now, it's just started becoming profitable because they started moving the quantity of cars, and they came out with an inexpensive car. So, he's done the work, and if indeed that's the agreement, he should get the money. I think it's a lot of money. I don't have any idea where I would spend it if I had that much money, but certainly it would be fun to try. But the thing is, I wouldn't spend it on things to improve the world. I would spend it on me. Well, of course, only so much money can be used to spend on me. But, well, here it says in the 2018 CEO compensation plan, Tesla's board awarded Musk a dozen tranches of stock options that would finish vesting in 2022, and were based in milestones, including many focused on stock price increases. Between 2018 and 2022, shares soared almost 500% as Musk promised to turn Tesla into not only a dominant EV brand, but a robo-taxi company, solar juggernaut, and other things. The S&P 500 gained 44% over that stretch, and the NASDAQ rose 52%. Eric Talley, a professor at Columbia Law School, told CNBC, should the ruling stand, Musk will lose his options, but not any shares he previously held. The move would decrease the number of shares outstanding potentially bolstering the value of each share held by investors. Well, I like the idea of that. A bunch of options would be returned to Tesla's coffers, which is hugely attractive, what is that? Accretive stock, which is hugely accretive to stock value. And on the other hand, they pointed out that Tesla has a very grumpy CEO who might want to take his ball and go home. Thus far, trading suggests those two factors have been a wash. You know, the thing is, like Amazon's owner, Jeff Bezos, recently stepped down from his position and he's making decent money for doing nothing. And you know, the thing is, he started the company, he's doing well. You don't see people beating him up because he's making too much money. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. I have feelings because I own stock, so I would benefit by him not getting it. But I also have feelings like, if you work to do this, you deserve your money. I mean, that's really what I feel is the thing that we got to think about, is if indeed it should be this way. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird because like I said, I've got mixed feelings on this because of all the things involved. But I do believe that Musk has done everything he said he was going to do. Let's see here. And what else does it say? Anything else? Scroll down here and make sure we watched enough of this. Okay. The next story I have on Elon is let's see. This thing is awesome. Elon Musk, patient with implanted brain chip, controls mouse with thought. Now, see, this is what I say. He's improving people's lives by spending the money on new technologies. Neuralink is a Tesla company. I guess it's a Tesla company. If not a Tesla company, it's it's at least an Elon Musk company. And I think that this improves someone's life so much that you can actually run a computer with your brain without if you were born without, or if you're a paraplegic or whatever, you can actually live your life. Well, not live your life, but I mean do things by yourself for the first time. The first ever human to be fitted with Neuralink's brain chip can now move a computer mouse with thought alone. I mean, that to me is such a big thing. That's going to break open so many technologies that we've seen in movies that don't exist. And you're going to see that happen because of Elon Musk, because of his driving to make this a reality. The patient was part of a neurotech startup, first human test group, and received an implant last month, with Musk telling the journalist in an X Spaces event Monday that they've recovered well and the progress on what they set out to achieve is good. I mean, there's so many people, these people that have lived their lives being unable to do anything for themselves are going to be able to do something for themselves. He added the patient is suffering no ill effects, and the company is aware of and can apparently move the mouse up and down to drag boxes on the screen just by thinking. What a weird Star Trek type thing that they're doing. The brain chip is called telepathy, and Elon Musk previously explained it enables control of your phone or computer, and through them almost any device just by thinking. I mean, that's something it's unheard of. It's something we've seen in so many sci-fi shows, but this is something that is actually working. So I'd love to see this go further. This is this is interesting and could change so many people's lives. Yeah, to me, that's what it's about. It's like taking your money and making other cool things. This is a really neat way to help others. So I don't know. I think that would be awesome to see that happen. Then there's I don't know if I want to do this. I guess I could do this. So the Chinese EV can shake off snow like a puppy. Now, I learned a little something about Elon Musk through this whole this clip, and I don't know that I want to play this clip because it's a couple minutes long, but it's really what it's about. It's about two things. It's about the fact that there's a Chinese electric company called NIO ET9 EV, and it can toss off snow for you, so you don't have to uncover your car in the middle of a snowstorm. It says NIO says the maneuver can show off its new intelligent chassis. Now, this has nothing to do with Elon, but it does kind of in a strange way. Even though Elon has nothing to do with this company, he has affected the Chinese electric vehicle market. And the way he's done that is he's taken his brand, which was not welcome in China for a long time, and he's made it a viable thing by creating a Tesla market and creating such a powerful brand that other EV companies which were struggling to survive are now flourishing quite a bit more than they were before. So that's really the main link for him in this article. So here it says the Chinese EV company NIO recently shared new video of its ultra premium ET9, which is about a year away from final production, independently tossing off a few inches of snow. In the video, the camouflage ET9 pulls off what can only be described as a puppy shake to clear large chunks of snow off the windshield, roof, and rear window in just a few minutes. And I don't know if this is actually the... Okay, this isn't the video, this is just a picture. Get back here. I want to see. I didn't see this video, by the way. So let's see if we can see this. See if this is the video. Because I would like to see this video if it does indeed exist. Now we just gotta wait for it. Okay. All right. Now, is this a video? I don't read Chinese, so I can't really tell you if this is it. Let's see if this is a video. It doesn't look like a video either. I just found this right before the show, so I didn't really have any time to find it. Oh, this might be it. Let's see if this is it. I wonder if I should turn the music off. Yeah, that's it. So the car shakes. That's what it looks like. That's pretty funny. Of course, I can't read that because it's, in Chinese. But that's really cool that it does that. And that really shows you what you can do with a car that is set up to, I could imagine, like, my EV stays in the garage, so I don't usually have to worry about that. But, if you did have that type of situation, and that could be your way to clean your car off. Wouldn't that be the ultimate in in cleaning a car off is to have it clean itself off. I think that would be an awesome thing if that were to happen. And that shows that it does work. And so as long as you don't have ice, you can't really get through the ice and stuff with it the way that you would do it with loose snow, because apparently that's let me see if we can get this in a bigger. This is a bigger version of it. So here we got. I mean, that car is really actually moving pretty heavily. I like that it's kind of like a car shaking off the wetness of being outside and all that stuff. So I kind of like it. I think I would like to have that on my car if I were in a situation where I needed it. It certainly is better than cleaning the car off by hand. I wouldn't want to do that by hand. So that was a pretty neat video. I kind of like that. Hopefully that song isn't copyrighted. But anyway, it says here, maneuver is the work of the $112,000 ET9 intelligent chassis system known as Skyride. The system integrates steer-by-wire, rear wheel steering, and fully active suspension to deliver smooth rides on even the most complex road conditions. I don't know. It may work. But the thing I found that was interesting even about the Chinese thing is their story behind the reason that they I want to see how long this video is, because I watched this video before the show, the one of Elon Musk's interest in let me see here why. See if we can figure out how long that is. Okay, I think I want to play it because I found it really interesting. This story on this on the history of Elon Musk and China.
Tesla is based in California. China seems to be where it's found its biggest supporters. In 2019, the company saw its China sales increase by 161% from the previous year. That's 40,000 newly registered Teslas.
Now this video is old too.
Pandemic that saw Chinese car sales decline by 42% for the first quarter of 2020, Tesla bounced back immediately with record-setting months in March and April. But Tesla's successful run in China hasn't come without plenty of help. From tax exemptions on sales to billions of dollars in funding for the construction of its Shanghai factory. China and Tesla have formed an uncommon and symbiotic relationship. But why? First, we have to go back to how Tesla got there.
like this. Let's turn this down to make a difference. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, 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 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, 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 check. What the frick's going on with this? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, check, check. So I think there's a good one out there. I guess it's going to be the same. I have to turn it up now. Let's see what goes on when I turn it up. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I don't understand. The system's so messed up. Try this thing here. Let's just don't know if this is what it is. Check, 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 1, 2. Check, it's not working. It's really crazy. Fees are